How can you make the most of global recruitment trends? Well, I'm talking to APSCo's Anne Swain to find out straight after a session at Recruitment Live. Anne, here we are at Recruitment Live. You just did a session all about global trends in recruitment and how recruiters can capitalise on them. First of all, give us some of your top trends.
I think I would say that some of the top trends, there are some of the big issues like the demographic change, legislation becoming more complex and more of it, I suppose, from a global point of view. And there's not huge amounts. There are some things that recruitment companies can do about that. But I focus on perhaps some of the ones that we can really make a difference with changes in our businesses. So I looked at the sophistication of the buyers actually now, because that's growing. I'm looking at the professionalism of that temporary market. It's moving upward and more niche. And actually I also focused on the problems that we have in recruitment. 59% of our members say the biggest problem they've got this year is recruiting the right staff for themselves. So I focused on a number of other ones as well, but those three seem to hit the spot the most, I suppose, with the group I had.
So if we take them quickly one by one, how can sort of recruiters, really get the most out of those trends with respect, to the way that they, that they're running their business?
I think if you're looking at sophistication of the buying cycle and of buyers particularly, then the big thing is we need the right people that can sell at the right level, and they need to have the right proof to show that it's not just warm fuzziness, but there are real metrics behind those to show that what they're doing is the right match for that customer. I think we need to start spending a bit more on marketing actually. I think we've dropped back on that. We think it's all gone online and therefore we don't need to do it. But sometimes we've not looked back at what service provision we're giving as to whether it's the right service at the right time within that niche. So I think those are important in that. If I look at the professionalism of the temp market, that's about becoming more specialist within the niche that you're in. And again, having better salespeople to present to that audience about the niche that they're working in. I think if you're looking at from a staffing point of view, what are we going to do? We need to do an awful lot on that. It's the biggest, number one largest issue for our members this year, and it will stop the potential growth of their businesses. And so consequently, we need to go out there more proactively to attract potential professionals into our market. And APSCo are doing something on that actually, and people like the ideas that we've got with regard to an undergraduate intern program that's flown this year as a pilot and will be 3 times the size for next year. Actually, that's about bringing fresh blood into the market, and boy do we need to do it.
I suppose also going back to your point about marketing, that's all part of the the whole marketing problem. I think recruiters need to think about not only marketing themselves better to their audience, but also marketing themselves better to the people who are out there looking for work.
As an employer of choice, I think that's right. I think we've been slow to do that. I think there is a reality that most entrepreneurs setting up a recruitment company are a salesperson. They've come from sales, and I like to think of myself as a salesperson. I think we think of sales as opposed to marketing, but the reality is to become an employer of choice you need to communicate properly, and you need to make sure that you have stuff internally so that the image that you're presenting is a real one and not a pretend one. And I think that we need to show and have background proof in marketing and PR actually to that client base and candidate base that we know what we're doing and that we are the type of business that they should be communicating and having a relationship with. So now's the time, if you haven't done it before, to invest, I think, in marketing again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shows like this are quite important to the industry. From your perspective, why do you think they work best?
I think they're a great opportunity for recruiters to come together. So I think that what happens in the individual sessions that have been put on in the Fringe particularly, people are getting together and we find they leave the room. But they're also a great opportunity to look at options when they're thinking of buying different solutions for their businesses. So what you've got is a real showcase of what is out there from a vendor point of view. We are time short in the recruitment market, as a lot of industries are, but hugely time short. To be able to go and meet and qualify people in that vending hall is a great opportunity for people. And I think a lot of companies have come here specifically to do that and will make buying decisions based on introductions that they've made here.